It's never really a dull moment when you're a Barcelona fan, whether you think about all of the glory they've had or all of the struggles that they've had in the past few years when it comes to their finances. However, they have now been caught up in another bit of a financial issue. Unfortunately, this one doesn't really pertain to their lack of finances, but a certain set of payments that were made to the vice president of the Refereeing Association in Spain. Again, the implications of this don't really look all that great, and Barcelona have been cornered, especially at a time when there seems to be some sort of a resurgence taking place on the field. Unfortunately, this scandal could very well threaten to derail not just their campaign, but could also put them in danger of dropping out of La Liga altogether. Confused? Well, worry not, because we here at Sports Today have you covered. So figured we'd go over what exactly these allegations are, what is exactly the defense to said allegations, and what are the punishments that Barcelona could be facing if they're found guilty by La Liga. Now, first off, let's look at the allegations in play. The allegations were that there were a set of payments made to Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira. Now, this man, in fact, was the vice president of the Refereeing Association, which is there in Spain. Again, as I said, very suspicious look to be paying money to the man who's the vice president of the Refereeing Associations, and there were 3 payments made which were flagged as suspicious. In fact, it is worth noting that these payments weren't made to the referee himself, they were made to a company that were owned by the referee. In 2016, the amount paid was about 532,728 euros. In 2017, that amount increased to 541,752 euros, and in 2018, that amount came down to 318,200 euros. Either which way, that's not a very good look that you're caught paying close to 1.5 million euros to the person who is in charge of ensuring how the referees are assigned or taking care of anything and everything that is referee related. But obviously there has to be some sort of a logical explanation or some sort of an explanation from the guilty parties, right? Well, there is, but again, what has suspicion so high is that the defenses, whilst perfectly valid, don't really feature much of a paper trail. This is what, in fact, Negreira had to say when he was put on, he was put in front of a testimony. He was asked to testify. This is exactly what he said. First off, he said very clearly that there was no preferential treatment that was made to, Barcelona due to these payments, because, well, these payments were actually for advisory work that he was doing on behalf of the club. Now, what exactly was this advisory work? He said that it pertained to, scouting players at a youth level, and also teaching Barcelona players at youth level and otherwise how it is that they should be behaving with referees. Now, all that seems fine and dandy, but the simple fact is that there's been no real paper trail of any of this work, and there's no proof whatsoever that Negreira could come up with to showcase that, look, the work that he was paid for actually happened. Now, Barcelona, in their own defense, they put out a statement, and the statement denies any wrongdoing whatsoever. They've in fact further said that these sort of things have happened all the time, and it has nothing to do with trying to influence referees. But the most telling part of Barcelona's statement was when they actually hit out at the detractors, and they said that, look, this is coming at a very unfortunate time. We'll just quickly go over that. You can see that on your screen right now. They say that Barcelona regrets that this information appeared just at the best sporting moment of the present season. Barcelona will take legal action against those who damage the club's image with possible insinuations contrary to the reputation of the institution, which could be produced based on this information. Now, as I said, it's a pretty hard-hitting statement. They've made it very clear that they're not guilty in any way, because as they said, these sort of things can happen, and it's very convenient that this news leaks at a time when they're doing so well. Again, as I said, they're 11 points clear at the top of La Liga. They're flying. They could very well be set for making it to the finals of the Copa del Rey. So Barcelona are in good shape, at least in a sporting sense. But these allegations are coming at a time, and no matter what time it really comes at, it's not a good look that you were caught paying money to a company of someone who had influence over referees. it does in fact raise a lot of similarities to what had been referred to as the Calciopoli scandal all the way back in Italy in 2005, which actually resulted in Juventus being relegated from Serie A to Serie B, the second division of Italian football, whilst also being stripped of 2 championships. Now, that really brings us to the question as to what exactly are the consequences that Barcelona could be facing. Well, they're wide-ranging to say the least, because they could face potentially a points deduction if it really comes down to it. There could be, that would of course mean like what happened to Juventus again this year when financial irregularities in their functioning was found out. And they also right now are nowhere near close to being competing for even the top 4, never mind the title. The worst case scenario is a relegation to La Liga 2, which is of course the second division of Spanish football. If they get relegated there, it will actually be massive, because again, it does come at a time when they're just about to win La Liga, they're top of the league, and if things go as planned, they will be winning the league come the end of the season. But they could also very well be found guilty, and if a harsh pronouncement or harsh punishment is put out there, could be relegated. They could also be subject to more fines or some sort of a transfer ban, something that could prevent them from kind of using this unfair advantage that they got. But again, it's not a very good look for them, considering that, well, they're just about at the point where they're starting to recover in a sporting sense from all of the mess that they found themselves in. And despite that, they're actually right now they're caught up in a scandal that really has nothing to do with them. One of the reasons why so many people are actually concerned at the fact that this time around the punishment could well be a massive one is because Barcelona right now are very much at loggerheads with La Liga president Javier Tebas. Why exactly are they at loggerheads? Well, because Barcelona have been facing a lot of financial sanctions for, of course, all the financial mismanagement. So their wage cap is smaller, they're not allowed to spend as much. And not just that, Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are massive rivals on the field, have off the field continued to back the European Super League project, which would of course put European football into an existential crisis. That is something that of course leagues all over the world are very much opposed to, but Barcelona and Real are still very much in favor of, due to of course the financial need of the hour. So in that sense, there is a feeling that maybe, just maybe, Barcelona will not be let off easily this time. But it's also worth noting that without Barcelona and Real Madrid, La Liga would lose a lot of its sheen. So it remains to be seen how exactly they'd be punished, or if they even found guilty. But as I said, it's not the best of looks to be caught making payments to a man who had considerable, say or authority over referees. And unfortunately, it's just the latest in rather embarrassing situations that the club have found themselves in. How they recover from this right now is anyone's guess. Thank you all so much for joining us in this particular video. Again, if you enjoy our work, please don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment down below. What do you think of this latest scandal, and should Barcelona be punished very strictly? Don't also forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And last but not least, download the AajTak app where you'll get all of the latest breaking news updates from the world of sport. Thank you all once again for joining us. If you're on the channel already, please don't hesitate to check out some more videos that we've done through the day. For now though, from my side, goodbye.